edition of Cano Loco Sports being brought to you by CO Management DV Tracksuits. Big shout out to the mighty ldbc, man. We had some fights last night on Pro Box, man, but specifically, man, I wanted to give a big shout out to Dominic Valle. He's got a brother, an older brother that also fights, man, but Dominic Valle is one of those fighters that I've always favored slightly over his brother just because I felt, that he boxes more. But last night he fought Kevin Piedrahita, who was 9-2, has knockout power and all that other good stuff, man. Dominic came out the gate boxing, throwing that jab out, man. And then he kind of like went away from that and just went to war with the guy, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't mind, man. He came in there and just hit the war switch. Kevin Piedrahita, man, to me looked like, I don't know what was going on with Kevin, man, but, anytime I see a boxer, man, with marks on their back like that, it makes me question if they're clean or not. But I don't want to, put a jacket on them that don't belong on them. So till we find out if that is true or not, man, I'm just going to say just looks suspicious to me, man. But Dominic Valle keeps stepping up in competition, man. His last two fights was against Janelle Lausa, who was 11-1, and Angel Lupecizo, who's 12-1. He also had Damien, who was 7-2, Carlos Rosario, who was 6-1. So he's slowly been building and stepping up his competition. I'm a big fan of Dominic Valle, man, like huge fan of him, man, and was very, very impressed at the way he handled this fight. It was a step-up fight, and he's continuously taking these step-up fights. Yes, his boxing was working just fine, but Kevin was one of those pressure fighters that kept coming forward. And at some point in the fight, man, even if you are a great boxer, you're going to have to stand in there and fight. And Dominic Valle showed us he could stand in there and fight. I don't have any complaints with his performance, man. I mean, he won a unanimous decision. I felt he won almost every round, except for maybe, I'd say maybe the 7th, where he got hit with a shot that he shouldn't have got hit with. But I think he's got to learn from this, because that was a round that he might have like fell asleep and you know what I'm saying, making mistakes in that round. That it happens at a young fighter's career and stuff like that. And the blessing in disguise is that it didn't cost him the fight. So now he's got film and also experience of not staying focused during the whole fight. And that's the only complaint I got, is just that lapse of concentration, man, that he had. But he bounced back from it, didn't get knocked down or anything. I don't even know if he got buzzed. He got caught with a good shot, though. But he stepped baback to him and threw some, combination of his own, man, which is the other thing that I liked about Dominic Valle in this fight. He threw a lot of combinations and he worked the ladder and he changed levels and stuff, man. And at a young age and a young part of his career, being on Pro Box TV, man, look, the sky is the limit for him, man. He fights at 130 pounds. I don't know how long he'll stay at 130, but if he keeps developing the way I think he's developing, man, I can see him contending sometime in the future soon, man. Maybe late next year or something like that, man. Considering that if he stays active or not, man. Big shout out to Dominic Valle, man. I got nothing but love for him, man. Boricua fighter, I always represent the Puerto Rican fighters, man, to the fullest, man. But this all I got for y'all, man. This always brought to you by CO Management, DV Tracksuits. Big shout out to the mighty ldbc. Cano Loco Sports, man, we out of here, man.